I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but we've been posting a little bit more frequently since I've taken a break. We all kind of sat down and decided that we want to get a little bit more serious and post a little bit more frequently and really try to grow the channel. Right away, we want to get the turbo diesel Datsun back up on the road because it is truly spectacular when it works. We're going to get started by fixing this damage. It's also occurred to me that some of you might not have watched the last video. I need to briefly show you that project, and I encourage you to check out the last video because it's nuts. This is a salvage W124 sedan with a Pandem wide body kit on it. This is a GT350 Voodoo flat plane V8. This is actually mounted in here. We did that in the last video. I recommend you check it out because this thing's gonna be nutty. In order to grow the channel in the way that we want, it would mean a lot to us if you guys would consider liking the content and subscribing if you're enjoying. If you're enjoying, by all means, dislike the video if you don't like it. And we've also begun working with some sponsors, and it would actually mean a lot to us if you guys would hear a word from the sponsor of today's video. Guys, this video is sponsored by Keeps, and I'm actually happy to partner with them because it's a service that I personally use. Keeps is a subscription service that helps men manage and treat their male pattern baldness. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35. When I first started noticing my hair looking a little thinner in the videos during editing, I decided to do something about it. Everything can actually be done right from home. It's a super streamlined, straightforward process. A licensed doctor reviews your information online. There's no need to actually visit a physician. And with Keeps, you can message your doctor 24/7 if you have any questions or concerns. Also, it's super affordable because Keeps uses generic versions of FDA-approved medication. It's gonna save you a little bit of money. With hair loss, prevention is key. You can't necessarily reverse your hair loss, but you can keep what you already have. Treatment can take 4 to 6 months to start seeing the results, so it's important that you act early and stick to a plan. So if you're noticing a little bit of thinning, shedding, your hair isn't what it once was, go to keeps.com/team boosted. That's KEEPS.com/team boosted. Big thanks to Keeps for sponsoring this video. Again, go to keeps.com/team boosted to learn more and get 50% off your first order of hair loss treatment. All right, let's get right into the video. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with the whole concept of supercar rebuilding, like the Copart cars, like a Smash GTR or something like that. It almost looks not salvageable, but then it turns out in just a few weeks, you could have a working GTR for not that much money. Devin, how easy was it to make this whole car look destroyed in a thumbnail?
Yeah, if you guys saw like a few videos ago when this first happened, the thumbnail, it looks really messed up.
In reality, this is tweaked slightly, that, a little bit of hammer action. These are all replaceable parts. I picked this up on Craigslist for 200 bucks. Really not that bad, and although it looks all trashed, I mean, you just sand it and wrap it this color and it's gonna look just like this fender. Body kits, most of the time, they're fiberglass, and a lot of drift cars use them because when you smash into a wall, it's really easy to just unbolt the damaged pieces and bolt on new ones. We're gonna get the cooling stack off so we could fix this area, and then we are going to remove pretty much everything that's damaged. This is part of the benefit of working on a car that's 40 years old. It's made out of Sprite can material. This fender had this trim piece on it. A lot of them did, but it's just tiny little pinholes. We just glaze over that. This fender needs to be cleaned up quite a bit, and obviously it needs to be cut in a big way to fit the wide body. The thing that I really want to stress is, like, we're using no special tools, nothing that anybody in their own garage or even backyard, if you don't have a garage, wouldn't be able to get. And if you have an older car that you really want and you find it at a good deal, but you're scared away by, some body dings and dents, I mean, maybe you shouldn't be, because this stuff really isn't that hard. Sam,
you can buy a Harbor Freight body hammer and dolly kit for, like, I think it's like 50 bucks.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it's like they come with actual hammers. I'm using the trusty old ball peen.
And we have been working on this for, I'm not even gonna lie to you, like maybe 45 minutes, and significant progress has already been made. This being straight is really nice because that means that likely top of the strut mount here is where it's supposed to be. Down here, we actually were able to bash out the inner fender, which is just really thin, quite a bit. Here's the main impact. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a patch that's gonna reinforce this area. Every time metal bends, it fatigues a little bit. And we just wanna make sure that we have strength from there and that when we drive the car and we drive the car hard, it's not gonna be dangerous. You can probably tell by how sweaty I am. I've been doing a little bit of grinding. I got the damaged area all cleaned up. You could actually see how wavy and denty it is. So we were debating if we wanted to cut all this damaged metal out and add the patch, but there's really no harm in just leaving it and just putting some structure over this. It's the most satisfying part for sure. When it comes off in one big chunk, unlike that. Yeah, like that was sweet. All right, this sucks ass, but you can look. I actually got some decent welds to this really, really bad DATSUN metal, and this is thick, thick, thick patch. I just have this lap joint right here. This is welded all the way down here underneath. This is gonna be even more enforcement, and then this is gonna be stronger than the car's ever been. I can hit tons of boulders, as many boulders as I want, the biggest boulders, it doesn't matter. So we're pretty much all set in here and up front. At this point, we're gonna mount the fender in the headlight bucket, make sure everything lines up, and then we'll get on to putting on the wide body kit replacement panels, the front fender and the bumper. It's more like a valance. Just gonna make sure everything's happy where it is and lines up good, and then we'll be pretty much ready to get the pieces painted and rewrapped. And then there's some suspension bits we'll install down here. And there's one more thing, and that's the hood. We have some special plans for that. It is salvageable. There's just a corner over there that needs to be rebonded. But let's get what we need to get done out of the way right now. So we're repairing the airline because when we mount the fender and put the wide body on, we want the car on the ground. Okay, so to repair the airline, we have this junction here. Push locks, they work, but there's like little metal teeth in here. I don't know if you can see the metallic, and the barbs. So when you push a hose into it, it won't come back out, right? So this is a junction. It's got two sides. So there was a damaged piece like right here, which we just cut out. And now all we need to do is P-clip this down and then add another length that goes up to the bag itself. Bags are actually really reliable if you make sure that your bag, when it's inflated, isn't contacting anything and your lines aren't rubbing on anything. Those little rubber P-clips are your friend, and just make sure you got clearance to all your stuff, and you shouldn't have random bag explosions. So here we are with the fender not at all bolted down, but it's totally gonna fit. There's just some tweaking of sheet metal. This is just a series of bolts. But yep, another one of these bolt-on bits.
There we go. Pull the metal right in.
You've probably seen this in a lot of videos featuring wide body kits. These are called Clico clips, and pretty much you get this little tool and it expands and when you put it in the thing, it opens up and it holds the fender on. So you just...
Should mention they're the same size as like standard rivets. They come in an 1/8 and 3/16. So you basically drill your hole for your rivet, and then this is a temporary rivet to hold stuff together.
Yep. We've patched the frame, we've fixed the body damage, the cosmetic body damage. Now, obviously the wheel on this side is still wrong, but the bumper that was smashed is fixed. The headlight bucket has been replaced. The wide body fender is trimmed and mounted. It looks silly because the wheel, but the body lines are as good as Datsun's get for the most part, and everything's actually bolted together. So I would say start to finish on everything, probably 10 hours of work.
Yeah, we just got a little bit of patching left to do on that fender, a little bit of trimming on the front bumper, and then just paint and get it rewrapped, and it should be good to go.
Next time we're going to be doing the suspension bits I just talked about. We're going to be upgrading the front and rear sway bars, and we're going to be doing some carbon fiber composite work. We have a nice drop down vent. Instead of having this big stupid tube that goes all the way up here, we're going to put a filter directly on the turbo, and then the damaged part of the carbon fiber hood is going to be cut out and replaced with a drop down vent that's essentially just going to be like a cold air that goes through the hood to the filter. So that's in store for next week. Also, just wanted to showcase that the hood is going to fit just fine. And then here's the little bit of wrinkle, but this is going to be replaced with that drop filter or drop vent that I was talking about. So overall, extremely happy. It was like 2 days of work and it's already not looking like a junkyard car. So excellent. If you guys aren't familiar with our channel, we give away products from boostedshades.com every single video. If you guys want to win, I'll tell you how right after Devin picks the winner for this video's giveaway.
All right, this video's winner is Luke Baldy.
Hit us up at Team Boosted at boostedshades.com or through any of our social media platforms at Boosted Shades, and we'll get back to you and ship you something. Like I said earlier, if you want to win, all you got to do is like, subscribe, and leave a comment. The comment could be anything. But we like to ask you guys stuff at the end of the video to make commenting a little bit easier. So we mentioned earlier in the video that we're building the GT350 four-door W124 Mercedes. I still recommend you check that video out. We're going to be dropping another one next week. That's going to be a crazy build. But what do you think would win in a hypothetical drag race if it were to ever happen? The turbo diesel Datsun or the GT350 Voodoo Mercedes? It's just such a ridiculous car.
I mean, if we end up finishing both of them, we're for sure gonna do
Oh,
that.
it's gonna happen. So leave what you think would win in a 1,000-footer or a straight up quarter mile, and drop that in the comments, and you're eligible to win stuff from boostedshades.com.
Yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.